So students, now let's start with a new topic. The name of the topic is algebraic expressions. Believe me, it's very easy, very simple. But just we should know what this chapter means. So just first 2 minutes we'll be just looking about some theory part. Then we'll just start with the questions. And nothing to teach, you all know everything from this. Yes, let's start. Okay, what does this algebraic expression means? Okay, let me give you a definition of this. An expression consisting numerical and literal coefficients is called as algebraic expression. Yes. Eyes on the board, all of you, eyes on the board. I have written a definition. An expression consisting numerical and literal coefficients is called as algebraic expressions. So we have something numerical and something literal. What does numerical means? Understand please, numerical means numbers. Yes, any numbers if you see, they are called as numerical coefficients. And any literals you can see, literals means alphabets. Okay, alphabets, which in algebra are also called as variables sometimes. Okay, so any alphabets or variables from A to Z if you see, those are called as literal coefficients. And any numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, any digits from 0 to 9, any digits, either 2-digit number, 3-digit number, any numbers if you see, they are called as numerical coefficients. So if number comes, it belongs to numerical coefficients. If alphabets comes, they are in the literal coefficients part. Okay, let us take a small example to explain you that what does this coefficient means. Number I, so it's numerical, you know. Alphabets I, so it's literal. But what does actually this coefficient means? I always tell the word coefficients means friends. It's my word, friends. Okay, now let's see what does this friends means. Okay, I'll give you an example over here on the board. Let's see an example. 7x plus 9y. Students, this is called as an algebraic expression. This is an algebraic expression. This will not be called as an algebraic equation. There is a difference between the word expression and equation. If at all I have something equal to, if at all this equal to ki sign comes and any number is written or 0 is written, any number also if written, then we can call this as an equation. But this is not an equation. This is an expression because here equal to ka sign is not mentioned. This is an expression. Okay. Now, can I say, students, pay attention please. Can I say over here, see on the board please, that this 7 is a number. So it is a numerical coefficient. Okay. It's a numerical friend. It's a numerical friend. Friend of whom? Friend of x, because 7 is associated with x. 7 is very close to x. So 7 will be called as a coefficient of x. Coefficient ka next name is friend. So 7 is called as a friend of x. So 7 will be called as coefficient of x. But which coefficient? Numerical coefficient. So 7 is what? Numerical coefficient of x. Numerical friend of x. Okay. Can you say something about this 9? Yes, 9 is also a friend of y. Which type of friend he is? 9 is a numerical friend. Yes. And the other word for friend is coefficient. So what is 9? 9 is also numerical coefficient, but this time of y. So I'll write here numerical coefficient of y. Okay, but in other words we can say like this also. Now let's speak about x. What is x? X is also a friend of 7. X is very close to 7. So can I say x can be called as a literal coefficient? Yes, x can be called as a literal friend, alphabet wala friend. X can also be called as a friend of 7. So what is x? X is what? X is literal coefficient of 7. Please understand, x is what? Friend of 7. But what type of friend? X is an alphabet. So alphabet, so literal. X is a literal friend. We will not use the word friend, we'll use the word coefficient. X is literal coefficient of 7, and 7 is numerical coefficient of x. Both are friends. But when we speak about 7, we'll use the word numerical. When we speak about x, we'll use the word literal. Similarly, students, what is y? Y is also a friend of 9. But what type of friend? Y is an alphabet, a variable. So y is literal friend of 9. Okay, I'll not use the word friend, I'll use the word coefficient. So what is y? Y is, this y is literal coefficient of 9. Hope you understood. Please pause the video and do copy it fast. Now students, on the board, exercise 6.1, question number 2. Okay, write the numerical and literal coefficients in each of the following monomials. Understand please, it's given here that write the numerical, means the number, numerical coefficients. I explained you, coefficients means friends, the supporters associated with friends. Write the numerical friends. We have to write out the numerical friends and the literal coefficients, literal friends. Literal means the alphabets which are called as variables. Okay, the word literal means the alphabets which are also called as variables, the alphabets of English which are called as variables. So literal friends or numerical friends we need to segregate in each of the following monomials. Monomials means only one terms are given to us. Okay, the first one, I have drawn this in a tabular manner. This is question number 2. Sub question A, the first monomial. Monomial means one term. This is one term in front of me. Okay, plus minus decides the terms. Here I don't have any plus minus, so you will not say that this is first, second, third, fourth. There are 4 terms. This is one term. This is also one term. This is one term. Okay, because multiply and division does not decide the term. Plus minus decides the term. This is one term. Okay, now we have to write numerical coefficients over here and literal coefficients over here. Literal means alphabets or the variables over here. Okay, let's start. Okay students, please see here. Over here I have minus 6 x y square z. Can I say minus 6 is a number? So minus 6 is nothing but a numerical friend or numerical coefficient. And can I say this x y square z are the variables or the alphabets? So they are also friends. They are the friends of minus 6. But what type of friends they are? They are literal friends, literal coefficients. So x y square z. To be more precise, minus 6 is a numerical friend, is a numerical coefficient of x y square z. And x y square z are the literal friends of minus 6, literal coefficients of minus 6. So when we speak about numbers, we say numerical coefficients, and when we speak about alphabets, variables, we call it as literal coefficients. Okay, now it's very easy now. Can I say 107 is a number? So 107 is a numerical coefficient. Okay, and can I say this are the alphabets? So remaining are what? The literal coefficients. It's a square b cube c d raised to 4. A square b cube c d raised to 4. Okay, students, we don't have any alphabets over here. We don't have any alphabets over here. We just have number, which is 51. So 51 is a numerical coefficient. Okay, but we don't have any alphabets over here, so I'll just mark a dash over here. That's it. Next one, sub question K, it is minus z square y. There are no numbers, but then too I can see minus. So can I say where there is nothing, there is always 1. So I can have a 1 here. So it's like minus 1 z square y. It's like minus 1 z square y. So my numerical coefficient will be minus 1. It's important. And the alphabetical, friends, literal coefficients will be z square y. Will be z square y. Hope you understood, students. Please pause the video and start. Students, now question number 3. It's in the term minus 8x square y cube z raised to 4. Okay, see, I have highlighted this with the orange color. Minus 8x square y cube z raised to 4. Find the coefficients of. Okay, we need to find the coefficients of. So we have to compare each and every question with this term. This will be a reference term. Okay, let's do the first one. Okay, all of you. 8x square y cube. Now see what we have to do actually. Please see on the board. 8x square y cube. We need to find the coefficients of, means this other supporters, other friends of 8x square y cube after comparing them with the original reference point, this one. So to ease out our work, let me first copy here this in the working column. Minus 8x square y cube z raised to 4. Minus 8x square y cube z raised to 4. Okay, now let's check. I have 8 here. So 8, because already I have 8 here, and here only one time 8 is there. So we cannot say that 8 is the coefficient of this. So 8 gets striked off because already I have 8 here, and here I have only one time 8. Here I have x square, here also I have x square, so I'll strike off this x square. Here I have y cube, here also I have y cube, so I'll strike off this. So what other numbers and alphabets are remaining? If we remove this 8x square y cube from this term, one time minus is remaining and z raised to 4 is remaining. So I'll write minus z raised to 4. So this remaining ones, minus z raised to 4, are the other friends, supporters, coefficients of 8x square y cube. So coefficient of 8x square y cube is minus z raised to 4. In this, now we are not dealing with numerical coefficient and literal coefficients. We just want coefficients. Either it will be numerical or literal or both. Okay. So what is the idea? Always we will compare the question with this term. Whatever we have, that we will strike off. And the things which we don't have here, that becomes the coefficient. Minus z raised to 4 was not available over there, here. But it was there in our reference term from which we are comparing with. So minus z raised to 4 becomes the coefficient. Okay, now let's do the next second one. Okay, first I'll copy this for the reference one. Minus 8x square y cube z raised to 4. The question is, find the coefficient of this. Find the other partners of this. So first let's strike off this original question from here. I have minus here, so minus gets cancelled. I have x square here, so x square gets cancelled. I have z square here. Pay attention, here I have z square means 2 times z I have. But here I have 4 times z. So instead of 4 times, only 2 times will be now remaining. I was here having 2 times z. Z square means 2 times z I am having here in the question. But here we were having 4 times z. So I cancelled out at 4, only 2 are remaining. So whatever I was having here in the question, I strike off that part. Minus minus cancel. X square cancel, z square, so z square cancel. Now 2 times more z is remaining out of 4 times. So the remaining things are the partners of this in this term. So are the coefficients of this. Okay, so what are the remaining ones? 8, okay, here y cube and z square. Hope you all are understanding. Answer is 8 y cube z square. Okay, now let's proceed to the last one, z raised to 4. I have to compare this z raised to 4 with this term, and I need to find the coefficients of z raised to 4. Means all the other friends of z raised to 4 which are there in this term. Okay, first let me write minus 8 x square y cube z raised to 4. Okay, I just copied it over here. Z raised to 4, strike off, z raised to 4. I want to find friends coefficients of z raised to 4. So what are the coefficients of z raised to 4? These are the coefficients. So minus 8 x square y cube is the answer. Hope you understood, students. Please pause the video and do it first. Students, now question number 4. The heading is identify monomial, binomial and trinomial. Identify monomial, binomial and trinomial from the following algebraic expressions. So this question 4, in this question 4 we need to identify who are monomial, which expressions are binomial and which expressions are trinomial. But actually what does we mean by monomial, binomial and trinomial? So before starting this question number 4, I'll give you all a note on the board. Okay, now please pay attention, all of you. Notes are very important. Write it with a different color. Okay, note. The first thing I like to tell you all is, if at all, whenever we have one term or when we have two terms or when we have three terms. Okay. So whenever we have one term, that expression, that algebraic expression is called as a monomial. Whenever we have two terms in any of the equation, two terms, I'm using the word terms, then we call that expression as binomial. Okay. And whenever we have three terms, we call it as trinomial. Okay. Basically, here the word mono, it comes mono. Mono means one, bi, bi means two, and tri, tri means three. Okay, one term monomial, two terms binomial, and three terms trinomial. This is the case. But I'm pretty sure that many of you will make mistake in this also. You will not come to know that when to say one term, when to say two terms, and when to say three terms. So before starting that note, just memorize this. One term, if we have, we call that expression as monomial. If we have two terms, we call that expression as binomial. And whenever we have three terms, we call that algebraic expression as trinomial. Okay. Now starting with the second note, and over here I'll explain you with the help of examples how we define terms. Okay. Let's do it. Pay attention on the board. Afterwards you can write. If I say minus 7 multiply by suppose A, okay, and divided by B. Great, great. Okay. So I wrote an expression. This is called as algebraic expression. Okay, now let's see what type of this. Can I say this is my first term? Can I say this is my second term? Can I say this is my third term? So first, second, third, I have three terms on the board. So what type of expression is this? This expression is trinomial. Majority of you will say this only, but it is not a trinomial. This is not a trinomial. Why? Because this is not the first term, this is not the second term, this is not the third term. We don't have three terms here. We don't have three terms here. This complete is a one term. This complete is one term. Multiply and division does not decides the term, does not bifurcates the terms, does not segregates the term. Plus minus makes terms. Plus minus creates the division, creates the different terms. Multiply and division does not forms the terms. So minus 7 into multiply by A divide by B, this all is one term. Multiply and division does not create terms. So it's nothing but one term. Okay, so this is what? This is monomial. Monomial. So this question is given, identify the algebraic expression. So you should know this is one term only and it's monomial. Okay, so after looking at the first example, let's see something else. Second example. Now I know you all are excited now and you all will give the right answer. Yes. Okay, so let's say now minus 7. I'm copying the same thing. Minus 7 from here, then A from here, and then B from here. Actually, I want to explain you that I told you that this is one term. Why? Because it was multiplication and division. But now instead of multiplication and division, suppose if I put over here plus and I put a minus over here, now this becomes that this is the first term, this is the second term, and this is the third term, because the plus and minus sign bifurcates, segregates our expression, and they form the different terms. So first, second and third. First term is minus 7, second term is plus a, and third term is minus b. So now we have three terms, and now we can say that this expression is a what? Three terms, the trinomial. Trinomial. Okay. Moving on to the third one. Let's see. Okay, now let me give you a big expression which can have 7-8 terms. 7 multiply by 2 multiply by a multiply by x multiply by y, okay, plus 7. So many terms. 1 2 3 4 5 6 terms. What's the answer? What's the answer? Here I told you that multiply and division does not form a term. Can I say 7 multiply by 2 multiply by a multiply by x multiply by y? This full is one term. Plus 7, and this is a second term. So total in this expression we have two terms. So because we have two terms over here, this expression is called as a binomial. As a binomial. Students, now please pause the video and do it by yourself first. Hope students you understood the note properly. I gave you all the note, okay, for question number 4. Then after erasing the note, I have actually written the question number 4. The same question, identify monomial, binomial and trinomial, what we saw in our note. Now just solving it. Within this question number 4, I have written 3 sub-questions. Sub-question C, sub-question D and sub-question L. Okay, we just need to identify whether they are monomial, binomial or trinomial. Okay students, now you all tell me students, how many terms we have here? Can I say when P is multiplied by Q square, nothing is there, means there is multiplication. Nothing is mentioned, means it's multiplication. Between P and R square, nothing is mentioned, means multiplication. Between R square and Q, nothing is mentioned, means multiplication. Multiplication. So this is one term, this is second term, this is third term. So we have 3 terms. And what does 3 terms means? 3 terms means trinomial. Trinomial. So answer is trinomial. Okay. Now how many terms do we have here? We have only one term. Yes. It's a number, pure number. We have only one term. This is one term. So one term means monomial. Okay. So once again, can I say we have 3 terms here? Of course not. This minus 7 is multiplied with m and m is multiplied with n square. When no signs are given, it's multiplication. So complete, this is one term, and one term again means monomial. Okay. Hope you understood the discussion. Please do it by yourself now.